Hello friends, Matt here, and today I am taking a look at a disc that's not necessarily new, but relatively new to me, the Yikun Twin Swords. I've got the cool infinite disc koi fish stamp here and thought it looked really neat, and it's got a really interesting gimmick, if you will. It's an overmold disc with a center core that feels a lot like the plastic they use for their ultimate disc, like kind of a stiff but a little bit flexible star-ish plastic feel. It's a little bit different than their Dragon line. Whatever the polymers are, it's not quite the same. And then kind of a gummy, rubbery overmold on the outside. Even to the point where you can like bend it a little bit with your finger. It's a high-speed driver. The numbers I've seen on it are 12.4, -1.2. And I've seen a couple other reviews on these. Disc Golf Nerd did a really good one. And the one he had was really understable. And the one that I have is actually pretty close to the numbers. And I thought that was kind of interesting. It could just be a case of, driveritis, where the wing heights can change run to run, and that really has a lot to do with how they're gonna fly. Or it could be something with the way that they do their injection points and the way that the overmold adheres. It may change the parting line height a little bit so that it makes a certain disc more or less overstable with things like temperature, bonding strength, how the bonds of the two pieces come together. Some reviewers on Infinite reported that their overmold didn't line up perfectly and they had to like work it in there with a putty knife or something like that. Mine didn't have any issues like that at all. Came out really nice, flies good. And so I took it out to the field to try it out in some forehand and backhand lines, and I really found it to be a nice stable disc. I'll let you guys take a look at some of those throws and see what you think.
So out in the field, we're going to start with a nice low hyzer, kind of stock backhand shot. Rides that line, skips up about 300 feet. Trying a nice big sky hyzer, only about 275 there, but performed pretty well. And then putting some pep on this one, shows a good bit of turn and fades really late. That one was just short of 400 feet. Trying a nice soft forehand hyzer here. Didn't put anything on it really, and still ended up going 315. Put a little bit more pep on this one. This one held the turn for a long way and went about 425. Trying a big high anhyzer forehand. Kind of a goofy line, but one that I use sometimes. This was just short of 400, like 385.
So as you can see, unless you give it a really good pump on a flat or slightly anhyzer line, this particular one is not understable. It's pretty true to the numbers. It's got turn, and if you give it some anhyzer, it'll hold that turn to the ground. But any disc that can take my forehand at pretty decent power and hold the line is not understable. So got to give it to the guys at Yikun for coming up with a really interesting way to manufacture a disc. The overmold is really different, and it actually grips really well. I feel like it feels good in the hand. I've tried their Tomahawk mid-range. I did not like it near this much. It was so understable that I couldn't hardly keep it in the air, but this one I actually had some decent luck with it, and I hope that they try more discs in the Tortoise line. They seem to be doing some kind of fun and wacky things with plastics that have wood shavings in them, ones that float in water specifically, and things like that. So keep an eye out for these guys and maybe give one a shot. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and keep in mind, if you get one, kind of no telling what it'll be. Maybe more or less stable than what we saw today. Thanks for watching.